recruiting family since you love them so much. Vacation for Haiti.
Good morning. Good morning. I'll call the July 15th meeting of the Mason County Fiscal Court to order. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now we're going to roll a little bit out of order. Commissioners, I need a motion for Projects Director Kim Hughes to serve as our meeting clerk for today's meeting because County Clerk Stephanie Shoemaker is unavailable for this morning's meeting.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion and we have a second. Is there any additional discussion? Kim, will you roll call for that, please?
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. And let's circle back and let's do a roll call to commence the meeting, please.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. I want to welcome everybody to Mason County Fiscal Court for our July meeting. We have very nice attendance today, and so I wanted to see if we had any guests who'd like to speak today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we've got a pretty packed agenda, and so we'll have 2 minutes for you. And it's Max Moran.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Max.
Good morning,
Morning,
Max.
Good morning, Judge. Morning, everybody. You said 2 minutes, Judge?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll handle that.
Okay, well, I'll make it brief then.
Sure.
What I'd like to speak about is a project that I was made aware of going on in the county in regards to a data center coming to the county, and several people have reached out to me with several questions that they have that they would like for our public officials to answer. And I think the first one that many people wanted me to ask, and I'll go around the room here. I'll start with you, Commissioner McKay. Have you signed a non-disclosure agreement in any aspect?
I'm gonna interrupt you, okay?
Okay.
You're here to make comments. You're not here to grill the commissioners or ask them questions.
That is kind of why I'm here, is to
Okay.
ask questions of our
Okay.
public
So
officials.
you make a statement and then let them respond to you if you would.
Okay then. So has any members of this body then signed a non-disclosure agreement in terms of a development, land purchases, or otherwise in returns for a data center?
Yeah, absolutely, I have.
Okay.
I'm currently
Not me.
under 12 to 14 non-disclosure agreements.
Okay.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I had two.
Okay. Commissioner Brown?
No.
Okay. So I think with that out of the way there, is there any bodies that the court has below them, like the Mason County Industrial Authority, any of their board members, have they signed non-disclosure agreements in the same aspect as well?
Max, I'm afraid they'd have to speak for themselves, but
All projects led by the IDA are under non-disclosure agreements for proprietary purposes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we got the baselines covered and everything. Another question that we have here, and of course I'll respect the time, is for this project, and this is coming from several people that have actually reached out to me, is the county planning on invoking eminent domain on those who do not wish to sell to this development?
is it a statement or are you asking a question?
It's a question, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
I have no intention of utilizing eminent
Okay. Commissioners, any different knowledge to you that you're aware of?
You're gonna make your statement. You're not here to ask them questions. Make a statement and then let them respond. You know, the county of Mason's only used eminent domain for building the courthouse, maybe a landfill expansion twice in 30 or 40 years. You know, I don't think that it's in the business of condemning its own citizens, but if a decision had to be made, it'd be made at that time instead of in advance as a policy matter. No, Mason County does not want to be in the business of suing its own citizens to acquire property.
Well, like I said, these are questions that several people, when I say several people, we're talking getting up to close to 100 of people
Okay.
that are wanting to know this stuff of our public
But
officials.
the period, and this is under the rules of the fiscal court, you have a comment period,
Mhm.
okay? So you should use your 2 minutes to comment.
Very well. So if that's the case, then just for comment wise and everything, a lot of people in the county are kind of, without lack of better wording, are very concerned about this project due to what they believe are secrets that are being held from us. And a lot of people have actually referenced Oldham County, with what happened down in Oldham County across the board that's been going on for several months. And a lot of people, like I said, have several questions that they want answered. But if I'm only allowed to make comments and not ask questions, then I feel it's important that this body knows that there's a lot of people who are frankly upset with how things have progressed so far, having to find out second, third, even fourth hand from several people who are in the know, who then also say that they've signed NDAs in every aspect, even aspects of saying what's being built and everything. A lot of people are frankly upset. So, am I not allowed to ask questions then? Is that what you're saying?
Make a comment, if any of the commissioners want to respond, they will.
You can't ask questions.
What's that?
What's the use of comments, you can't ask questions?
Because that's what they want.
That's what everybody, most people in here, that's what they want to, is
Well,
questions.
make your comments, then the fiscal court can make a response to you.
Okay, but what is a comment then? If I'm here to
That's
ask,
it's a declaratory statement. It ends with a period, not a question mark.
well, that's grammatically correct, yes, sir, but what I'm asking is, if I'm here just to berate the commissioners in the court, then that's not very helpful either. I do have a list of questions here that I want to ask the commissioners. And I am asking for ample time for them to respond. But I'm just trying to make sure that we're getting off on the right foot and making sure that I'm doing this the right way. So
Max, do you not like data centers?
I'm just of the opinion, more or less, for transparency. And just
Sure.
right now, all I'm wanting is questions answered because from my research and also helping people understand what they are, which I'll be honest, at first I was for the idea of it, but with how things have progressed, I'm more on the air of caution than anything. And a lot of folks have concerns, even some people, they've told me that they're not even against the idea of one, but they're against how secretive it's been. Now, an example that people have actually reached out to me recently, TC Energy with the pipeline. They are being very, very public, answering any kinds of questions, offering resources to anybody who needs it, being very public about it. Well, that's one of the first major steps, in my opinion, that's needed for public relations so people feel confident in what's coming in. Everyone who went to that meeting, I went myself too, every question that was asked, it was answered, and if they didn't have an answer, they gave you a direct line to somebody who does have the answer. So that's kind of what we're trying to get here, is to help people understand what it actually is, and also everything else that goes along with it.
Not so secretive.
Can I respond?
Sure.
And this has nothing to do with a project,
Okay.
but if I could respond with regard to transparency, it's the county attorney's job, I see it as being, to make sure we comply with Open Records and Open Meetings Act. My goal and the goal of this whole fiscal court is not only comply with open records, but to be completely transparent in government. And I think we've done that and have a record of doing that. Unfortunately, there's times when government can't be transparent. And the statutes recognize that. There's an exception in both the Open Meetings and Open Records Act for industrial or business prospects.
Mm-hmm.
The reason this exists is not because government wants it, but because businesses will not talk to you. Because projects, and I'm not talking about a project in particular, but prospects, a project can impact their stock prices. It can give information, proprietary information to their competitors. It can impact availability of land, the prices of land, all kinds of things. So there's reasons why businesses won't talk to government, and I'm talking about state government agencies, city, Mason County Industrial Development Authority at all levels, unless there's some proprietary nature of the communications And that's what the statutes permit, and that's what businesses require. So you're at a crossroads where you say, we're going to be completely transparent, but we're also going to put up a sign at the county line that says Mason County's closed to business. Or, hang on, let me finish. Or, you have a representative form of government, and the way it's set up is your representatives are permitted to and encouraged, and I'd hope you'd want them out there talking to, the judge mentioned, I don't know how many prospects he's in communications with, but did you say 14?
Yes, sir. Tell them how
I mean, we want them out talking to them. Now, is there a time, you mentioned TC Energy. TC Energy starts with proprietary, private conversations between EKP, TC Energy, and probably governmental entities. It becomes public when they need permits, when they need property, when they have to set rates and things of that nature, and there's a hearing process. In this situation, conversations with and due diligence, getting information, providing information is proprietary and confidential and can't be discussed as much as people would like to tell citizens things. Because it would be easier for us to give you all the information as opposed to trying to keep something private and proprietary as companies want. There is, like I said in the TC Energy case, any project unless it landed in one of our very small industrial parks, would require a zone change. Zoning would provide guarantee of public hearing, guarantee of...
I'd like to actually stop you there, sir, because in Oldham County, when you mentioned zoning, the company in question down there was actually wanting to exploit a zoning rule that would have left the ground agriculture, even though it had industrial buildings on it. So how does that help exactly?
There would be... Anything here is going to require a zoning change. Well, zoning is just one aspect. A zoning change requires public comment, public hearing. Let me finish. Two separate bodies have to pass ordinances or take action, and a right of appeal to anybody that's aggrieved by it. If you get to any kind of deals were made or contracts were made by contract with a prospect, that absolutely has got to be done in public meeting and would have full opportunity for people to come comment. So my point is that there are guarantees for your right to know and right to comment and right to change outcomes by your comment. But there's also, if you want government to represent you and look at 14 or 15 ongoing business prospects looking at our county, this is the only way it can be done. So I mean, it's a real quandary for county government, for any government, to balance those needs. Business development versus letting you know everything and have input. But you will, if there were a project,
there is a project, sir. There is a project. We have documents that say there is a project.
I said a project involving the county government. County's making concessions and taxes, incentives, financing, zoning changes. Those are a conversation about a project is not a project. A project is taking action for a project. So
the only thing is that what I'm seeing is similar to what happened in Oldham County. Now, like I said down there, and you mentioned the zoning, what I was seeing, it wouldn't even involve said zoning changes because they want to keep the land agriculture, even though it has industrial buildings on it. So
I don't think that works.
That's what they try to do down there, sir.
I don't think that works.
I'm just saying, sir. Yes, sir?
Any other comments?
I do have several questions that I would like to ask, sir.
This is a public comment period, so
Okay.
we appreciate the public's interest coming in, and thank you for your comment.
Will there be time for me to ask more questions?
I'm here all day. Yes, sir.
But can I ask more questions during this meeting?
No, sir.
Why don't you ask? I don't have any problem with you asking a question, Max. But
Why won't you tell us? That's it.
I don't
And
think-
say.
Sure, I hear you. I hear what
It's
you're
not-
saying. I hear what you're saying. There is economic development as processes that are involved.
Right.
Okay?
But you going
I
to
know, let me
somebody's
finish.
house.
Let me finish.
All
Let me
right.
finish, Mike. Good seeing you, my friend.
Yeah.
You know, you referenced the TC Energy project. That project started 3 years ago. 3 years ago. For 10 plus years that I've been here, we've always had a bottleneck for natural gas capacity. But it literally started 2+ years ago. You've referenced this Oldham County. You know, data centers across America in economic development are the aluminum of 3 to 4 years ago, the steel mills of 7 to 9 years ago, and the auto manufacturers of 13 years ago, Ford, Toyota. You know, any community that hasn't spoken to some data center projects either doesn't have an economic development director or isn't even in the game. What John references is correct, and our economic development director, Tyler McHugh, always cringes, but the best way to describe economic development is these large companies, job-producing companies, big investment-producing companies, explore your community to see if there's a fit, whether it's a technology company like a data center or a heavy manufacturer like Blue Oval and the Ford project. They invest billions of dollars, and so naturally they explore whether your community is a fit or not. Here in Mason County, as I mentioned, we count them up there, we're under 12 to 14 different projects, from the manufacturing sector to technology to healthcare. You know, if we weren't bringing in business, everyone would be complaining. And so I fear we're a little ahead of the game here. Now, what I do know for a fact is there's been a myriad of projects that people don't understand, get awfully nervous, and run projects off. And not only is it that investment and those thousands of jobs that are run off, but it does, I think John referenced, almost hangs a sign on your front door of your community saying you're closed for business.
I would like to disagree with that.
I know, this is not a back and forth.
I
The
get it.
comment period has wrapped up. I appreciate
Mr. Estel
your time.
interrupted Max Marine.
Yeah,
Mr. Estel
I know.
interrupted his time.
Okay,
He
well,
didn't get to speak 2 minutes to what he came for.
Give me a second, because what I was gonna suggest
Oh,
is,
and he went to Bracken County and they let him speak until he got done.
yes, ma'am. Yep.
is what I was gonna suggest, Judge, is that Max has questions. If you go through your list of questions,
Sure.
and is what I'm getting at, if they need time to respond to you, not on the spot, but go through your list of read your list of questions, and then fiscal court will know what your questions are and can respond to you over time. I mean, all answers are not going to be provided right now. My point is.
Well, some of these should, considering that a lot of people have actually said this project, similar to TC Energy, has been in the works for 3 years. People have been approached about this particular project 3 years ago as well. So,
Plenty of time.
I'm just saying, you know, there should be a period of time when we already should be getting information about it, which
We can answer
is
that.
quite concerning. Okay,
That's a
so
question you can answer.
Yeah, definitively.
That's not true. That's not true.
that's not true? Okay.
That's not true. There's no.
Okay. Well, get on here with my next one, man. So, and this is important stuff because these are questions from the community. This isn't just my questions. This is from our constituents. Several people reached out to me. When I started helping people, it was to help them understand what a data center is. Every aspect of it, both pro and con. So these questions, this is from the community. So we'll go on and get next to it then here. So the next question I have here is, and this is for, of course, everyone here on the court. How will the fiscal court ensure compliance that this entity, because that's all we know. We don't even know who the company is. It could be Google, it could be Twitter, it could be Facebook. We don't know who it actually is, but we do know there's a project. But who is this entity? How will they ensure compliance that they will not harm the local environment of Mason County?
We would rely on Max.
That's one question. I'm getting to my next question. I was giving you time to think.
I want to emphasize zoning, because we're not going to circumvent or go around the zoning process. That's where protections to citizens neighbors and would happen. And I can assure you, nobody's gonna make an end around zoning in Mason County on any kind of project.
Well, then this next question, maybe give a similar answer then. So what safety regulations are being discussed, if any, including but not limited to energy, water, noise, the RF field, and even radiation?
Outside zoning, those are not areas that fiscal court would ever, on any project would, and we don't go to East Kentucky or International Paper and do safety or environmental compliance. They're under state and federal compliance for that.
Shouldn't you know that before you put it in here?
David, I think that, that in the zoning process, and if the county were to have some sort of an agreement with the company, which I'd emphasize that there's no companies that I'm aware of the county has offered any incentives or involved in signing a contract or pledging county resources to, that you would get to those things, they'd be done in open meeting.
Okay.
But yeah, you should know those things, but there's what's regulated by state and federal government, and there's what's regulated by county. And I can tell you, we don't have much capacity to do any kind of safety or environmental regulation, nor does any other local governments in Kentucky.
So my next question, then moving on, how will this affect our drinking water? Back on that. Next question, what regulation?
Judge, do you want to address?
No.
No.
I mean, you know, look, ultimately, we have a depleted utility system that the majority of our citizens rely on either Maysville Utilities or Western Mason Water. I think everyone across the community understands some of our lines are aging and we have aging infrastructure. I have a lot more faith in business and industry coming in to expedite repairing our infrastructure more than I do in receiving grant funding going forward. Does that make sense?
You'd say no matter what the project is.
No matter what the project
is, improving our aging and under order to improve water infrastructure in this city and county has always got to be at the forefront because we can't afford to fix it.
I would like to kind of briefly touch on that just for a short period, the reason why that question's here. In the research for these data centers, a lot of times, even when they set them up far away from bodies of water such as the Ohio River or lake, their cooling water, they suck off of groundwater or aquifer water. Now you're right, in Western Mason, where I live in Germantown, our water comes from Dover, out of an aquifer. So with this concern and with the numbers that we received for this project, estimates for water consumption daily, you're talking about getting up into millions of gallons of water a day based on extensive research. And of course, with limited information about the actual size of this particular project, that's based on a smaller scaled down project. So it could be, you're talking, it could get up to tens of millions of
So you
gallons
have
of water.
water consumption concerns?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Because what that would do, would that make it to where we'd have lower pressure in the county? Would that make it to where our water purity is less? You know, and like I said, this is questions from.
Water's,
Water comes from a well.
Water is
I don't
some-
know if you knew that or not.
Water-
Local water is well water.
right.
Yes.
Right.
I can assure you that and I didn't mean to play off safety and environment, but water is squarely within what county government does. That has to be a concern in anything the county government's involved in. Provision of water and basic utility services is what county's involved in.
Gotcha. And just to make a little side note, the reason why I'm asking this, your answers are a little odd to me, maybe because I don't fully understand, but part of this, the reason why we need to ask these questions, I'm not sure if you're familiar or not with the big beautiful bill that passed. In its first iteration, it actually had regulation at the federal level that would have stripped local and state governments of their ability to regulate anything in terms of artificial intelligence and its data centers. So we'd be at the pure mercy of the federal government, and we wouldn't actually have pretty much no say in what would happen. But luckily, it was taken out of the bill in the Senate. And when the House voted again, it wasn't in there.
What's your next question?
Yes, sir. My next question. The company in question, which we do know there is a project, which we do know there is one, and we know about NDAs being signed, is the company at least an American company? Is anyone on the court familiar with that? It is an American company, sir?
The majority of those we're talking to are American companies.
Okay.
Majority.
And another question which I have, which
How many questions do you have there, Matt?
I got 3 more, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
I got 3 more.
okay.
The next question here, when the land is bought and paid for, which the numbers we've heard from people, they've been offered upwards of $60,000 an acre. That's quite a lot of money. Who exactly's name will be on the deed? Will it be the county government? Will it be this company? Will it be, who will it be
I
exactly?
don't think they can answer, I don't think they can answer that in that you're asking specifics to transactions that haven't happened, but the county government's not out offering that kind of money. And we're not in the business of buying.
They're signing the checks.
So the next question, will property values drop once this data center is up and running?
Sure will. Yeah.
To the court's knowledge?
Any other questions?
And then I guess the last one, how many people will be displaced for this particular project? Because a small pet peeve I have, which, make it brief here, the area in which we know people have been approached is all the way from southern states out to Minerva. That's quite a lot of land for people who have been approached. My question is, for that one, why weren't they offered our industrial parks? That the land's already zoned industrial, there's practically no people around, it's already zoned that way. Even, for example, the old TTI terminal along number 8 between the sewer plant and the paper mill, 300 prime acres, that's for the most part not being used, but to my knowledge, it's industrial. So I'd like to know if how many people are going to be displaced for this particular project?
Okay. Do we know, any other questions?
No, sir?
Thank you for your comments.
I want to make clear, Mike, that there's a time for this discussion, there's a time for answers, there's a time for sworn testimony and everybody being put on earth and ask questions. And I hope we get to that day.
I pray we get to that day.
Mhm.
It needs to be sooner than later because a lot of people reached out.
Understand, but we look forward to getting to that day and hearing from you and anybody else fully. It's just, we're at that period of action requires that. Any action from county requires that. Talking to somebody does not.
Okay.
Would that be public notice? Would that be put out so
Yes.
we will all be well aware
Yes.
so we can attend?
Yes. And it won't be and it wouldn't be in the small room.
No, it can't be in a small room.
It would not- it would
We'll get
not-
a really big room.
It would not be in the small room.
Understand, provided any of the projects we're talking to are still talking to us come Wednesday. That's, that's kind of the danger. And economic development is very tough, especially in today's climate. There's nothing more important than providing not only jobs and income for the current citizens here, but also jobs for our kids and even our grandchildren. Since returning to Maysville, Mason County some 10 years ago, one of the highest priorities has always been finding future-proof employment, not only for our kids. Thank you, Max.
We got no offense.
Okay, you can have.
You don't take as many people.
Not only for our kids, but also our grandkids. One thinks back when EKPC and the Spurlock Power Plant first came to Mason County, which I think we can all agree has served us well in our boom times as well as in our times of need. International paper is the same way. And so, appreciate your time today, Max.
Yes, sir. I just got one last thing, if that's permitted.
Sure.
With the project in question, which I feel I didn't do a good job of explaining, but from what we have gathered, which these documents are from EKPC themselves, which I'll be referencing, this particular project for this data center, and it does say a data center, it does say bluntly a project here for this. We don't know who it is, but we know that's the project. It's going to require 2.2 gigawatts of electricity to run this particular data center here. For people who may not know how much energy that is, that's about a third the energy consumption of New York City every day. So And that mindset, as it is right now, like East Kentucky Power, like you mentioned, they actually don't have the energy capacity to supply this project.
So is the question, what is the
This is a
capacity or?
Well, this is a comment just to help inform the court because I'm not entirely sure.
I'm just
we
looking
know
for
that.
questions.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just referencing this. So we know about the energy and then the land too, which I've been told is upwards of needing 5,000 acres altogether, which that's quite a fair chunk of amount of land in the county. But this last point, and this is a very good important point, and this will be a question too, about the noise. I've talked to people across the nation, even talked to folks in Northern Virginia, and they are hating their data centers. They have upwards of almost 200.
Have you visited one, Matt?
Spoke with people and
Have
seen
you
videos.
visited one?
No, sir, not
Okay,
yet.
go ahead. So, but noise is a question.
Well, the noise, from what I've gathered from people, even some folks I've talked to, medical experts, have said that the noise will propagate up to 30 miles away from the data center itself. Now, this type of noise I'm referencing, it's not a noise you would hear like me speaking to you right now. This is a background, low-level noise only your brain can hear once you get a certain distance away from it. And it can affect your sleep. It can cause high stress, higher anxiety, even heart disease. And there's actually articles that reference that too. So my question, going back to the noise, which this is an important thing, how are we going to protect people here? Because 30 miles, that's pretty far. If it were to be set up in Minerva, my concern would be about the school system, where a bunch of kids go to school. How will this noise affect them? Because this is the kind of questions that need to be answered. How are we going to protect everybody?
That's,
Duly noted.
can I respond to you real quickly?
Yes, sir.
National power grid issues are way beyond our capability or our jurisdiction. The grid and how it operates. We don't need jurisdiction on that. Noise is absolutely squarely within zoning and will be the subject of hearing. So you would expect if there were a project and it proceeded, I said hopefully we get to a zoning change hearing with this or other projects for our community. But that's where that would come in, and that noise would absolutely be a critical part of the planning process and deciding whether zone changes were appropriate. So yeah, noise is absolutely squarely within fiscal court to ultimately make ordinance on.
And
As you've seen done on solar, as you've seen done on before that wind.
Right. And the other fact too, and I'll sit down after this, with the noise in the direct area, and it's not actually determined too, they're not sure because the EPA's only started doing studies on this in the last year for these types of data centers. They estimate that within a certain distance, between 1 to 5 miles of the data center itself, it'll be like standing next to a running push mower all the time. And you can't get away from that noise no matter where you go. It's just something I feel the
Max,
court...
your question for noise is duly noted.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the
Okay.
comment addressing your concerns today. I appreciate all of the comment addressing your concerns.
Others that want to speak.
Oh, yeah. Anyone else want to speak?
I want to say one thing.
Sure, yes, ma'am.
There is a.
I'm sorry, can you say your name first?
Susan Parker.
Thank you.
I just want to say here,
Sure.
the only thing that he's concerned about, and the rest of us here, we've seen people out surveying
Yes, ma'am.
and checking the water and the sewage. This is not something that we've dreamed up. And if a data center comes in, it comes in, but we need to know something.
Tony, what are you supposed to say? It's Tony that is not a local alert, correct? Okay. Susan, and just to say again, the county has to be transparent and about things it does. The county's not doing survey. The county is not engaged in
We know the
that.
county's not, but we
Yeah.
know that people higher up is coming in and doing this on these lands. We've seen them do it, they haven't told us anything, we haven't asked anything, because they're not allowed to say anything. But they are coming in and doing all this, and they're not doing it just because they want to do it.
Mhm.
They've got to get their ducks in a row, I'm sure, before they say anything, and this is an early meeting on that. You probably don't know that much. But we've seen all this, these people out here, like I said, surveying, checking the waters, checking the sewage, and surveying the land. So there has to be something there, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody's conducting an investigation.
My name is Luann Diatley.
All right, Luann, good morning.
Good morning. Been a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say that I am not opposed, and I don't think anybody here is opposed to jobs coming into the area. But are they the kind of jobs that will come with construction and the people will leave? Are they the kind of jobs that the kids here are going to know how to do? I'm 70 years old, so by the time y'all get this all figured out, I probably ain't going to worry about it no more. But there's so many other things to think about as just a constituent and a leader.
Sure.
There is God's property in here. We have almost pushed our deer, our turkeys, our coyotes. I mean, they come through my yard quite frequently. I live on Tuckahoe. I won't lie about that because I love Tuckahoe. It's a beautiful place to live. I do not want it tore up. I want my grandchildren, well, it'll be my great-grandchildren now, to be able to come and enjoy being out in the nature. Because it is important. If we're all going to end up with concrete, then something's going to go away that God provided us with. God, believe it or not, is in charge of this whole thing. So I don't know where we go from here. I don't know what's good for the county. I don't know. I mean, I'm not smart when it comes to what you guys are learning. But there's just a lot here to take into consideration other than jobs. I want my water clean. We already live in Cancer Valley. Do we want anything else here that's going to make it worse? I just want those things to be thought about and taken into heavy consideration.
100%.
I think everything you say is things that need to be weighed on every single project.
Absolutely.
Temporary jobs versus permanent jobs.
Absolutely. I mean,
Everything
yes,
you
we
say-
need jobs, but who's going to do it?
Everything you say are things that should be considered if the county makes a decision on anything.
I mean, I worked for 30 years at the middle school. We got the laziest bunch of kids that ever come along. So, who's going to work these jobs? They're not going to come from here.
Oh, and I got a question.
Sure, come ahead.
Well,
On all these farms
Come up to
out
the-
there that,
Come up to the.
I mean, I-
probably everybody knows me, I pretty much.
But you have to say, we're recorded and it creates a record, and that's why they get to say.
So all these farms at Mason County, or, I'm not saying you guys, because I'm not the best speaker in the world. Everybody knows this.
Okay.
Well, what happens to all these family cemeteries on these lands? There's numerous lands that's being, we'll say, bought up, leased, whatever. But there's numerous of grave sites on these. What happens to all these grave sites?
I don't know anything about this, but in any kind of development, whether it be road or anything else, cemeteries are avoided at all costs and typically preserved and access provided.
Okay. Well, John,
You can't disinter people without relocating, and there's a state process for doing that, and nobody wants to do it. So
Okay.
there's
Well-
protections for
well, like the
cemeteries.
Huddleston ladies, there's probably about 30 people on the back of theirs, and theirs is right in the middle of the bubble, we'll call it, John, the bubble.
Mhm.
Their land's right in the middle, and then they got cemeteries in there. So how they gonna build all this if they're not gonna mess with the cemeteries?
Yeah, I mean, in talking about highways, if one has to be encountered, you have to get with families and relocate to a public cemetery or something like that. But that, people avoid cemeteries at all costs because it's a heck of a process, and it should
Right,
be.
I'm sure of that.
So there's protections for cemeteries, for
But
any kind of project.
But there's so many on all these lands that how are you gonna avoid all of them? There's no way. There's no way. You're gonna have to do something with some of them,
No,
so.
I don't know the answer to the question, but there's protection.
Well, that's one of the
for
questions
cemetery.
I got.
Thank you, Mike. Guys, we got prepackaged jet.
Can,
So,
I have one comment.
sure, go ahead.
Pamela Wilkin.
Okay, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm going to talk about math.
I'm sorry about what?
Math.
Oh, okay.
So if you're selling property at $60,000 an acre, that is going to make the millage go up, and everybody's property taxes is going to go up, and that's just math. So
Thank you.
Judge, in the left corner, you've got two that raise their hand.
Oh, sure, come in.
This thing's taking in 5,000 acres.
Sir,
So to speak, it's taking 5,000.
say your name first, just so we have it on the record.
Oh, I'm John Harrison. This thing's supposedly taking in 5,000 acres. The buildings aren't that big. It leaves a lot, and it takes so much energy. So, and I understand you gotta bring all this energy in. Will you guys substitute wind, solar, or are you guys gonna piggyback that kind of stuff in order to get it into the county? They tried once. Are we gonna piggyback that kind of stuff, solar and windmills, in on this deal in order to get it?
Mason County has this restrictive, this body created the most restrictive, probably in the country, wind ordinances, and a pretty restrictive solar ordinance. I think that tells you what the public policy of this group is.
Tyler, you want to respond?
Yes, Tyler McHugh, the Mason County IDA. I haven't had anyone come and see me or talk to me or call about this issue, but my office is right here. Usually there from 7:30 to 4:30 each day. I will answer something about the renewable energies used.
Hey, sir, have you signed one of those where you won't talk to us even if we come in?
No, you can come, I can talk to you.
Look,
I'm
you're
silent
not-
one, but I can answer questions that I'm able to answer. I can't offer proprietary information, but I can possibly answer any question you have. I'll do my best to answer it, give you information.
Well, don't you see where
Mike,
these people?
let me finish.
But then, like I said, I'll be here right after this meeting.
Okay.
Be glad to talk to anybody. For renewable resources, we actually have it in the contract with the project that there would be no renewable resources, energy resources used, whether it be solar, wind, what have you. It's written in the contracts.
And the last one I saw before.
Yes, ma'am.
Stacy Clements. I wasn't going to say anything today, but I've sat back here because like several of us, honestly don't know a lot of the people in this room back behind me, but we share some of the same concerns. So thank you. I wasn't aware that I would even be allowed to speak. I thought you had to request. But we don't know the process. We don't know the readings and how many readings and all of that. And I've got new contacts, so I've got to zoom in on my notes. But I'm not here out of resistance to progress at all, but just concern. I'm honestly not really concerned about NDAs. I know how that works. Understand that we can't know everything. I get that. I'm more concerned about the processes and the way that it's kind of happened. So I had to use vacation leave to come here, and I'm reminded of Mayslick discussions with the windmills. So my concern is that once farmland is gone, it's gone forever. Folks who farmed for generations are being asked, or we're hearing whispers, and I grew up on a farm, that land needs to give way to make room for a facility that's not going to bring, seemingly, not going to bring us much in return. We're told that these changes are for the greater good, but we're sitting at home, I'm asking my parents, but who's good? It's not for the small farmers. It is for the one who's might be getting $60,000 an acre or $40,000 an acre. I'd take it. But it's not for community members like myself. We can't match money behind a corporation. It's not for the families who might be looking at changing property taxes with no clear benefit. I'm not sure that it's for our local economy. Despite a data processing center's size, they really don't bring tons of long-term jobs, and those profits go to an area and they go to people that never lived here to begin with. That concerns me. The environmental side very much concerns me, and I know you've referenced, sir, that some of this might be premature, but what happens that I've witnessed in processes like this is sometimes it gets to a point where, oh shoot, we've already missed the second reading, and I can no longer speak, or we missed a public comment, or I couldn't take off work to be there. So a lot of these concerns, they might sound premature, but we're hoping that our concerns are heard and actually listened to and not pushed forward to some kind of future. I'm concerned about the enormous amounts of water and power that are going to be used. What if our local infrastructure can't keep up? What happens to nearby farmland when the water tables drop or temperatures rise? And these are not hypotheticals. These are real things that other towns have faced. I wouldn't have said this, but a certain company was referenced a few times. Emissions may not be regulated by this body or by us, but we greatly have to look at emissions that go into our environment. Because what happens is those emissions often get placed on a cost-benefit analysis, And we'll follow the rules, says the company, but then they recognize that in their cost-benefit analysis, we'll just pay the fine and dump the rest in the river. And it absolutely happens. Absolutely happens. This is not hearsay. These things happen because it's a cost-benefit analysis. It is what it is. I'm not anti-technology at all, but I'm super skeptical of when something rolls in and it feels like it has more whispers, more legal muscle than community support. And a lot of times people just have questions that they want voiced in a really calm, nice manner, and that helps sway some of that. People have said they're not against the data processing center. I actually am. I don't want one in our county. I don't think the pros outweigh what I think are risks of that. When farmers are told that their land is more valuable as concrete than soil, with the history of our county, my family's farm, that concerns me. And I think that should concern us because to me that's not progress. Progress does not get rid of our history in that manner. This isn't a Marshall's that we can take selfies next to and be really excited with every brick. This is thousands and thousands of acres of land that are going to be irreparably changed, probably damaged. It's never going to be farmland again. Somebody who grew up on a farm, that concerns me. And farmers are a small percentage of the county, they are the community, but I think that voices like this, even though I may not share the same sentiments as everybody here, because I don't speak for anybody else here except for myself, we're just concerned. And I don't think it's premature to voice those concerns. And that's really all I've got to say.
Can I respond to you?
Yes, please.
Or emphasize what you say, not respond to you. Most of what you say, weighing agricultural versus other benefits, is zoning. You say we might have a hearing in the middle of the night and you not know it happened. Well, look at our track record. Judge McNeil and I set up the solar hearings. It was planning commission. We set them up 2 separate nights, 3 or 4 hours each, advertised in advance at the college. We're not going to do something in the middle of the night that impacts all these big issues that you said. There's going to be public hearing. With regard to your comments about taxes, at some point, I hope, on this or other projects Judge McNeil's dealing with, fiscal court could be involved in financing, or you have to determine what the tax impacts are with a prospect when they come here and we contract with them, and I hope we get to that. And all those things are taken into account to make sure there's not an tax impact on you as citizens, and that they carry their fair share to support Sheriff Swalski's efforts and all the other needs that would be. So everything you're saying is, I emphasize, it's got to be considered, and it will be considered, and we'll make sure it's considered.
I hear you, and I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Just, I'm not incredibly aged, I don't think yet, but in my small adult experience, I'm told, vote for this, it's the cost of a pizza. The nickel tax was not a pizza in my family, it was a whole lot more. So we hear, we'll take care of it, we'll look at it, we'll weigh it into considerations. But what I see end up happening is that it feels like the community's concerns were ignored yet again. So that's just how it feels. And sometimes that's the presentation of information.
Policy on solar and wind in Mason County was formed based upon what testimony was at a hearing by the people, and we would never do anything except that type of thing again.
Right. Thank you all. And like I said, the only reason that I even was here, honestly, was just for information because I didn't know where we were at in this process.
Sure.
So I just wanted to express that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners, in your packet, you will find the meeting minutes from our June 10th regularly scheduled meeting.
I don't know if you, and what, people are welcome. I don't want to ask people to leave, but.
Yeah, you guys are welcome, everyone's
Stay
welcome.
or go as you please.
So commissioners, look for a motion to approve June 10th meeting minutes. Mason County Fiscal Court, please.
So move.
Second. We've got a motion. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Got a motion with a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Commissioners, in your packets, you will see the special meeting minutes from June 25th. Meeting of the Mason County Fiscal Court. I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
And we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Next up, we've got our road department report, and we've got Director Joe Brown joining us today. Hey, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Morning,
Morning,
Joe.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All righty. For June, we started our second round of mowing. Continue to keep the roads clean and cleared from all the limbs, debris from the storm. Filled a cross drain area on Parks Run. We cut down a large tree on Big Pond Pike and tipped it up. It was leaning real bad. Cut down limbs that were hanging on Highland Heights subdivision. Repaired stop signs, repaired done shoulder work on Dixon Pike. And we continued bush hogging at the Cummins Preserve. And then we made various signs. And then we had on our livestock, we had 11 customers on that.
Joe, I want to highlight your work over there. It's very sharp. Also, our lift repair, has that?
They're supposed to be there next week.
Okay.
Yeah, they're supposed to be there next
Okay.
week.
And then also that Clark's Run cross drain, and that's the one there at Starlight Boulevard, right?
Before you get to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a cross drain. We had to put a cross drain in before you got there.
Yep.
We dressed that with stone.
Yes, sir.
Then the shoulder work below horizons. Then we gotta do the, what we talked about, the channel liners, the concrete on top of it.
Okay, okay.
We haven't done that yet.
And then where the storm's got so much, that culvert.
Yeah, it just
Okay, good.
went through it.
Make a motion that we accept as presented, please.
You got a motion?
I'll second.
And we have a second. Is there any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Looks pretty good there.
Commissioner
Looking
McKay?
good.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all.
Commissioners, next up, we've got our good friend, Miss Brandy Thomas, in Mason County Animal Shelter. Good morning, Brandy.
Morning, Brandy.
Morning, Brandy.
So for the month of June, for the Mason County Animal Shelter, we had a total of 15 dogs out. 3 of those were adopted, 8 were rescued, and we had 2 euthanized. Dogs in for the month of June was 13, had 4 strays, 5 owner surrenders. Also during this time, we had 3 birds, 4 lizards, 2 snakes that were seized, and they were sent to a rescue that same afternoon, and were all taken care of. Animal control calls for the month of June, we had 76 dog calls, 3 cat calls, and animal control had 15 field responses, and 2 dogs were brought into the shelter. As June the 1st, we had 19 dogs on site. 4 of those were in foster, and it gave us a total of 23. At the end of June 30th, we had 17 on site, and 2 were in foster, which gave us a total of 19. Our donations for the month of June, fiscal court, was $451.43. Our Walmart items that were donated were $647.03, and other items which were actually from Tractor Supply Company, we had a total of $323.66 of donations from them, and it gave a total altogether of $1,422.12. Also, during the month of June, we had 61.5 hours from volunteers at the shelter. We had 6 spay and neuter surgeries and 2 microchippings completed.
Well done, well done.
This one had my report.
Again, our the calls continue to climb. I think it's important as commissioners and as our court that we continue to remind citizens to spay and neuter their animals. I want to compliment Brandy, Animal Control, Rick Buttery, and our whole team up there. I would like to compliment their relationship with not only Maysville Police Department, but our Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Swolsky. I think last month you guys responded to 2, maybe 3 calls in coordination with their team. And then lastly, I urge commissioners to make it up to our animal shelter. Our phase 3 is complete. We've got some hardware still for the expansion. And then I believe the concrete pad has been poured for the 3rd phase up on the tier, where we wheeled and dealed and secured some premium kennels up on that 3rd level that will have lean-tos over them. And so if you have a chance, make it up there, check it out.
Judge, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
My numbers don't match up. Kim, did you get all that?
The numbers don't match up on mine either, but I can get I don't know if we've got the right report.
We do the June, I'm not sure. I just noticed that too.
Okay.
While I read it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just get to me the correct,
I will,
numbers.
yeah.
Okay.
I think Jen and I will have to get together on that.
Okay.
Did you mention snakes?
I did mention those 2 snakes.
Poisonous or not?
Um,
Just for my, I'm just curious.
I think one was and one was not.
Oh my.
Yes.
Oh my.
But we're not keeping snakes at the shelter.
No,
No.
no, they left
Judge
that
can't come up
afternoon.
the shelter with snakes.
No, they left that
That's why I
afternoon.
draw the line.
Yeah.
I'm with you, brother. I'll make a motion to accept as presented, please.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Is there any additional discussion?
No?
Hearing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks, Brandy. Commissioners, in your packet, we've got Mason County Sheriff Ryan Swolsky joining us today. Good morning.
Morning.
Excuse me, Lauren's there.
So this may be out of order from your packets, but first I'll present our settlement for the 2024 tax year. I'd like to submit that for approval. I'd ask the court's approval for that.
I make a motion to approve as presented.
Second. Okay, that's fine.
No, we're gonna let her second.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second from Commissioner Frame. Any additional discussion? Additions or deletions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame? Yes, ma'am. Judge McNeil?
Okay, next I have our monthly disbursements for June of 2025. To the Kentucky State Treasurer, 0. To the Mason County General Fund, $18,265.66. Mason County School District, $46,885.21. Mason County Public Library, $5,400.40. Mason County Health Department, $6,051.76. Mason County Extension Service, $3,273.23. City of Maysville, City of Dover, City of Germantown, 0. That brings our total disbursements for June of 2025 to be $79,876.26.
Make a motion to accept as presented, please.
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second, Commissioner Frame. Any additional discussion, additions, deletions? Hearing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, we'll look at our monthly vehicle report for June of 2025. As a whole, we're in great shape. I think we're close to having a majority of our vehicles under warranty. So I want to thank the court for getting us there. We're looking really good.
Thank you for working with us.
Yes. And so I know last fiscal court meeting, we talked about acquiring 2 more Durangos as part of our goal to cycle vehicles out. So Soon, we will be surplusing, I'll be presenting a surplus for some older cruisers as well to keep that rotation going and keep them in warranty. So thank you.
Sheriff, what do you think those will be? A Charger, Explorer, or the Wrangler? That is surplus.
Right now, we're looking at 2 Explorers.
Okay.
I know Search and Rescue reached out to us asking if we were going to surplus one of those. So we obviously wanted to benefit our community if we do surplus that, and we'll discuss that. Finally, we have our activity report for June of 2025. We had a busy month, 561 incidents. And I'll note, so currently we're fully staffed, and we will be partnering with the Mason County School District to provide school resource officers again for this upcoming school year. One other thing I'll note, we had a Meet the Police introducing children with autism to law enforcement event at our sheriff's office. It was a really, really, really nice event. We had a lot of families come and bring their children. The Maysville Police Department was a big help. Megan Brandon with Comprehend was a big help. So we'd like to continue that annually. I just wanted to say we had a really good turnout. It was really, really nice. So that's all I have.
Question. Sheriff, I'll highlight the work you and your deputies are doing out at Lewisburg Mill Creek, as well as highlight your upcoming sheriff's boys and girls range golf scramble. Sure. I put in my notes gold scramble, but it's golf scramble. August 16th.
Yes.
You be around after the meeting to discuss that?
Sure, yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's legal to discuss the golf outing, correct? After the meeting?
What was your question?
Just what I
As
asked.
long as you're trying not to put yourself on a winning team and win the thing or something.
I can't
imagine you being on a winning team now.
You imagine correctly.
Maybe
Juror
Patricia
or
Ryan.
Cousin Chris, Commissioner Chris, but no, not me. But, that's all.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
Well, if I keep score, yeah, that might be different. They won't let me.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioners, in your packet, you will see our detention center report, and we have Mason County Jail Lisa Erie joining us today.
Come back from Louisville.
Good morning.
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 All right.
Morning, Miss Lisa.
For the month of June, at the Mason County Detention Center, our highest daily count was 172, and our lowest was 157 for a monthly average of 164. For that number, males, our daily average was 130 and females 34. Mason County had a total of 101 inmates, Bratton County 14, Fleming County 51, Lewis County 6, and all other counties 14. The Class D inmates was 79, controlled intake 27, and for our SAP program we had 20. Total admitted and released into the Mason County Detention Center was 216. Of that, 145 were males and 71 was females. In our community, the number of community service hours worked by our inmates was 6,960 hours, which if you multiply that by $12, that saved the county $83,520 in labor costs. The jail reimbursement collected was $2,547.87. Bond fees was $106.23. Release fees was $180.58. Booking fees was $761.23. Pay my jailer was $1,371.13. There was no monies given on the House Bill 556, in which I attached with the report a letter from the Department of Corrections, which basically said we ran out of money. And so they will be catching up, I think, with this new fiscal year.
You know, sorry, I can't help myself. Kentucky Department of Corrections seem to have fallen into a habit of doing that. So what do they currently owe us now, or all we do?
That, I didn't get a copy of the invoice. They'll usually send me the invoice that they bill corrections for, and I didn't get a copy of that, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I read it too.
Yeah.
But they have something like either $12,000 left, or, okay.
Very, very little.
What do they normally fund us at?
Where do they, what?
What do they normally fund us at monthly?
We usually get about anywhere from like $8,000 to $10,000 usually, somewhere around in there, so. But that was, I guess, what was left for all jails, so they didn't pay anybody, from what I gathered from the letter.
Or cookie crews. So do we stop the training? Do we stop the education?
No,
Or-
we continue on, we just keep submitting our invoices and they will pay us. So I'm hoping that this next month, we will have a, larger amount of money that will be reported for in next report.
But you think they'll make good on
According to the letter, they will, yes, and according to the law, they have to, I guess, so, because it's part of the,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Community service provided to the county, the Class D trustee inmates continue to assist the county garbage pickup, recycle center, the Mason County Road Department on a regular basis. The other agencies that we helped outside of that was Mason County Food Bank, the Mason County Licking Valley Commodities, the Germantown Ballpark, and the Mason County Track and Field. We helped the coach there move some equipment, the Cummins Nature Preserve, and the YMCA. And at the YMCA, we've got a daily crew going out, and they're helping with a large project there with updating and remodeling a little bit on the inside and out, with cleaning and painting, and they're doing some carpentry work there also. The 2025 Master Gardener Program now has a total of 5 participants. Last month there was 11. We kind of dropped off some with inmates being released or transferred to other jails.
Well, that's good. That's
All
good.
right.
So,
Okay, and, in jails, that's always going to be an issue, just those type things being, or withdraw from the program. The number of staff members as the end of June, we had 28 full-time employees, and this is a total of 19 floor deputies and 9 administration, 3 part-time staff who facilitate our programs, and then we have 1 part-time deputy / facilitator. At the end of June, we are down 3 full-time deputies, and one of our full-time deputies, who's in that count, he serves in the National Guard. He's an active member who was called up again. The one who we just got back went back again. So.
you work like 2 days?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
And training during the month of June, we had 2 senior staff members who traveled to LaGrange to participate in the trainer class for Pepper Ball training through the Department of Corrections. On the June 24th, we conducted a work supervisor training class. There was 1 inmate who earned his GED during the month of June.
Good.
Also, yes. As far as the high tunnel, we have tomatoes, peppers, which also includes green and jalapeno peppers, zucchini, and cucumbers have been harvested for June for a total of 400 pounds of produce. All the vegetables are prepared and eaten by the inmates and staff at the jail. The total food cost savings would be to date is $1,200. The ankle monitoring program during the month of June, we had a total of 4 participants and collected a total of $650. Moving forward, as far as projects in the jail, we're still looking at the kitchen, just trying to figure out our space. What has kind of jumped up on us, taking precedence, is we're having some issues with the heating and air, mainly air conditioning at this point. Just trying to get that regulated. There's some leaks in the refrigeration part of it, leaking out the coolant, and I think there's a company out there today trying to work on it. We did get one of the Sallyport doors broke, and we had overhead door came and fixed it, and, just kind of gave us a quote on replacing them, but with the cost of that, I think we're just going to keep fixing it as it breaks.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Upcoming events, we have the Kentucky Chamber Workforce Recovery, along with other several local and regional agencies, are working together to sponsor a Fair Chance Academy in the near future. The plan is to encourage more businesses in the community to become second chance employers. And I'm also still working with our GED instructor through the MCTC to look at classes that maybe we can offer to the inmates there so they can earn certificates. And these have to be real short sessions or real short classes, or really not a whole lot of time put in it because of the moving, transferring, and releasing of inmates. We just can't look at anything year or two that, would take 2 years, 1 or 2 years to get a degree or whatever. We have to look at short-term certificates.
Maybe vocational?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, we're looking at those type certificates.
Thank you.
Skills in demand.
Right.
Skills in demand. And you haven't got your surplus?
Yes, do you want to go on?
Make a motion to
Well,
accept the
let's-
report.
Do you want to discuss 4C?
4Cs, yes.
Or do you want a motion to approve this first?
Yes, we'll go on.
So, looking for a motion to approve.
So move.
Is that a motion?
Second.
And a second. Any additions, deletions, or additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
I looked at
Judge
Anthony.
McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
That was a yes.
Yes, I was looking at Anthony, I don't know why I said no to Anthony, but I'm sorry. Sorry. Yes, ma'am. I vote for that.
Okay. Recently, we've had, one thing the corrections has done, or Department of Corrections, they have sped up their classifying of inmates. So therefore, we've had several what we call level 1s and level 2s that you can take out and work. So in looking at that excess number, we, and also working and talking with the Judge McNeil, we have come up with we're going to name it the 4Cs, which is Community Correctional Cleanup Crew. And we're going to work with a county, which would be Shane Taylor.
Yes, ma'am.
And work with him, and we'll have a deputy go out with some inmates, and we're going to do more, start doing road pickup and cleanup and work on those illegal dump sites and that kind of thing. Because just as you probably rode through the county, there's a need to get back with that. As long as we got the inmates and the staff, and that's where I'm. The staffing is probably one of my worse than the inmates right now.
But I feel like the community impact could be substantial. What would your estimation be, 5 to 6 inmates
Yeah.
supervised out, not only cleaning up roads, but also, assisting with, some issues like in Lewisburg. We have a burnt out house that's going through the legal process now on getting insurance to pay, but, that's not those neighbors' problems. And so if there's a way we can assist, that's what we'll do.
What was that called again, those 4Cs?
4Cs, Community Correctional Cleanup Crew.
We're talking about it 2 Fridays ago, and I literally got a mental block. I couldn't remember what the 4Cs stood for.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's just for your information. Then I have my surplus list, which I think you all have a copy of that. It's just some old phones, a scanner, and shower shoes that were all torn up and you couldn't really reuse them or donate.
Well, that was the only thing I was gonna ask about, were these shower shoes, they're all messed up. I mean, I didn't know if there was a facility going to.
Well,
Bad idea.
if we're done, if we're surplusing them, they're not.
Understood, okay, all right.
Make a motion to accept surplus support.
We have a motion,
Second.
we have a second. Is there any additional discussion?
If anybody's worried about you not being a good steward of money, your attempt is to make use of used shower shoes. It would be quite an endorsement.
I've got this one flip flop at home where, you know, the thing's broke. And Tina keeps making fun of it.
I don't know if I'd have told that one.
We got a motion, we have a
There you
second.
go.
Any additional discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
And I had just one last thing. I mean, I got it after I turned in my report. I would mention that we were, a lot of our smoke alarms are they're old and they need to be replaced, and getting up there and replacing them in the cells and stuff. We've noticed that our ductwork has got a lot of dust and dirt in them, and it's been years, probably 10 or more years since it's been cleaned out, the ductwork in the facility, and the cleaning of the ductwork will also make the heating and air work much more efficiently throughout the facility. And so we did reach out to a local company and then to a company that did it 10 or so years ago. And the local company did not give me a quote, but the other one did. And I just wanted to bring it up to your all's attention because it's about $21,815.
No.
And just to clarify, Lisa, the local company is not interested in bidding, not going to bid subsequent, you don't know.
We told them we'd like for them to give us a quote on what it would be. They came down, and looked at the facility, and we did not hear back from them. So
Will you reach out to them again to see if they're interested, please?
we can do that, yeah.
So where's this other company from?
They were in Paints Lick, Kentucky.
Thanks, Vic.
Grant County?
Bath, I'm thinking Bath, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's an 859 number, so I guess it is.
So, Commissioner, would you like Joe Erie to reach back out to the local and then present us back next board meeting, or?
Or possibly word gets out, maybe other bids, yeah. I don't know how legally we have to do that, or do we have to set this as a bid
I mean,
exposed?
it's not a bid amount. It's,
No.
but it's not within, if it's not within budget, she'd require an appropriation from fiscal court to judge.
I think it'd be a good idea to reach out again.
I think that,
We'll check with them and see if they want to. I don't know if it's something that they don't feel they can do. I don't know, but
maybe they just got busy and.
could
I
have,
think
yes.
Worth a try.
Lisa, what was the paint slicker amount, 21,000?
$21,815.
And Commissioner, I heard that's in Garrett County. We're both over.
Garrett County. Way off.
Not too far.
At least I had a G County.
Any,
That's it.
thank
Thank you all.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa.
Commissioners, in your packet, you will see the emergency management report. We got Director Tony Lee's joining us today.
Good morning, good morning, everyone.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, how about you? Good to see everyone. Just looking over the report for the month of June, training. Was able to go through an incident commander training, which was a 30-hour course that we took there with the other team members. IS 505, Concepts of Religious Literacy and for Emergency Management. From time to time when we go to different areas that have different religious backgrounds, we kind of need to know how to communicate with them, and so that is for emergency management and assisted us with that. Emotional and spiritual care and disaster, strong lines, stronger service, addressing the mental health challenges of first responders. Those were the trainings that we went through for the month of June. Planning, I was a part of the debris management planning team. Exercises, was able to participate with the Northern Kentucky, actually Cincinnati, local Coast Guard for a boat drills there on the Ohio River. Incidents we was able to assist with was there's a 46 an accident with injuries there on Route 8, another accident at 11 and AA that we assisted with. On the 16th, we monitored for severe weather and flash flooding. The 26th and the 27th, we also continued to monitor for flash flooding and strong thunderstorms. And then we had a gas leak on the 7200 block of Kentucky 11. Other items that we also participated in over the month of June was drone training. We had a volunteer fire chief training, Buffalo Trace Stampede, new weather radars. We had a meeting with a team on that. Tri-State Emergency Management Alliance, KCCRT, which is a Kentucky Community Crisis Response Team. Still serve as a part of that, even though it's kind of a dual role as chaplaincy and as emergency management, but they called us up to assist with a tragic accident that they had up there. Also assisted with the local schools with that same accident. Tri-State Healthcare Communications Workshop meeting, and then also the Rescue Aid Grant application. So those were all items for the month of June.
Well done, well done.
Thank you, sir.
We'll circle back to your surplus.
All right.
You know, we've had 3 or 4 in the month severe weather alerts. And I was thinking last night while doing my notes to not only the commissioners, but also the public, you know, when these severe weather alerts come out, a lot of times it might not be a tornado. However, Tony responds there to the EOC and always acts, and is always prepared. And I greatly appreciate that. And then I was also thinking about the recent water activity, I guess, for lack of a better word, with the boat. And then I think there was an incident earlier, and it's probably a good idea that commissioners, this court, reminds the public anytime you're on a body of water within Mason County or out of it, that to think about safety.
Yes, sir.
You do a great job.
Thank you, sir.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Got a motion? We have a second. Are there any additions or deletions? Commissioners, I'll highlight Tony's taking the lead on our equipment on the Maple Leaf Water Tower as well. And so we'll run that budget.
Just to add to that, they were supposed to be on site this morning to begin that process of removing the antennas, towers, and cables.
Yes, sir.
And so that should be out of the way so they can continue.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
We have a motion for the report.
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Or Commissioner Frank second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. And then Tony, you have surplus items?
Correct. We have 2 items that we know of for certain. We had and this has been off and on an ongoing issue there at the EOC. The roof on that building is a flat roof, rubber roof. And the city has been great to come and respond whenever we have issues, but unfortunately this time when it leaked, it did damage some of the equipment there in the EOC. We lost a monitor and a desktop computer. I sent the hard drive off to try to see if they could recover anything off the hard drive, and it's no good. So, but those were 2 things that we know of. We have somebody that's supposed to be coming in, supposed to have come in yesterday, but didn't get to make it. But next week's on our tornado siren equipment. It's also in this location where the water affected this equipment. So hopefully there's no more that we have to add to this list. But as of right now, we have a Dell desktop computer that had water damage, and then also a 55-inch monitor that suffered water damage, and both of those we have on our surplus list.
Well, something of that nature, will insurance, will KCO help pay for a new one, or are you gonna get a new one, or what's the situation on that?
So I've been communicating with our treasurer on that, and so as of right now,
We don't
I
own that
believe
We don't own the building, we don't carry the
Yeah.
insurance.
it would be the
City
city's.
City
So,
helps out then?
Typically, you'd think something like, it doesn't hurt to check, but typically you think the deductible will be more than the value of the computer.
Yeah. True.
But it's always good to check.
Yes.
that is,
So,
Thank
do you, and I know you're not an electrician, but do you feel like I'm more concerned about the tornado siren equipment. Now, we did a test
correct, so.
Tuesday.
Yeah, so, and that test was what allowed me to know that our equipment is not working there. So we have the backup with the dispatch, and so we was able to call them, and they activate them within seconds. So we do have that backup, and I do it intentionally to activate there from the EOC, just so I don't have to, because they got enough going on down there. So, but if we do fail there at the EOC, we have the backup there with dispatch. But they will be coming in to look at that. We think that possibly what happened is water got into our battery backup, shut everything down, that it probably knocked some things out of sync. And hopefully just be able to kind of get some things back in sync, and we'll be good.
Good.
And so I'll entertain a motion for the surplus items. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, we have a second. Is there any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Thanks,
Thank you, Pastor Lee.
Commissioners, in fact, you see the landfill report, and we've got Director Travis. Could be joining us today.
Morning.
Morning.
Travis.
During the month of June, the landfill received a total of approximately 8,331 tons of waste valued at $237,644. Curse fees were $11,515. Roll-off had $45,184 in billable accounts. We pumped 2,741,030 gallons of leachate to the city treatment plant. Contain landfill, just normal day-to-day activities. Residual, they're keeping the roads up and hauling gypsum out as the weather permits. Been pretty cooperative so far. Phase 6, we're placing waste on it. We got the approval and all that good stuff. Office, they broke ground on the office this past Monday. Week ago Monday, really. So we're making progress. That's pretty much all I've got.
Down a guy for a lot of this money. But, Travis, you don't make us a job. Keeping our operations going. Appreciate that, Ray. Appreciate that, Ray.
We try.
Commissioners, any comments, questions? Entertain a motion to approve our landfill report.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, and we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Travis.
Thank you.
Travis.
We've got Assistant Director Madison Wills joining us today for garbage collection report and litter update.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Morning, Madison. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, so for the month of June, the total tonnage collected was 395.21 tons. Current number of active waste wheelers is 434. Current number of active dumpsters is 118. We did have a waiting list for the waste wheelers. We got those taken care of. We also are, he had ordered a couple dumpsters a while back. Those are gone. We got the Hogs Trough. We were really excited about that one. They're loving it so far, so we hope that works out well with them. Dumpsters are, We've sent a lot out lately. A lot of local farmers are using us, which we're pretty excited, so. I mean, it's keeping the guys busy and it's,
Good.
so,
A lot of new business.
A lot of new-
Activity across Mason County, eh?
yeah.
I think sorry to comment during
No.
the work. I think sometimes businesses just don't get the idea that we're in that business. They tend to call,
I don't think so.
I mean, we need to keep the word out there. so
Yeah.
we get it.
I don't think they do, because that's even like when the hog trough had called, he had asked, he was like, well, do you guys do the small dumpsters? And I'm like, yes. And if, you know, you have other friends that are interested, put our word, you know. We want to be out there. We want people to know, because I don't think a lot of people do know that we do. Even the roll-offs and stuff.
I think it's important to keep the word out there. is what I'm
Yeah,
getting at.
that, I agree.
Boy.
So charges for the garbage collection office was $2,771. Amount payable was $44,917.44. Payments received was $1,240, and total receipts was $39,951.43. For road cleanup and litter abatement, the total expenditure from the litter abatement funds for the month of June was $2,000. Number of miles cleaned was 20. Number of bags collected was 48, and the number of groups was 2. Year-to-date, the total expended is $6,896.38, with $15,659.99 remaining, which has to be utilized by December 31st of 2025.
Well done, Mark.
Thank you.
You keep them rolling. Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion. Yes, sir.
Second.
Got a motion? We have a second. Is there any additional discussion?
Good job, Madison.
We lost a lot of, trash cans, whatever, in that fire.
Yeah, we lost like 125 in the barn fire. He recently delivered, or he had 50 ordered. We've still got about 35 left.
Okay,
So we're still good. We're still doing great for now.
okay. Well done. Got a motion and we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Madam
Thank you.
Secretary.
Commissioners, in your packet, you'll see the recycling center report from Director Collins. In Mason County, picked up 63,960 pounds. We sent one load of cardboard down to International Paper for 40,900 pounds, which equals the amount shipped for the month. Total collected for May was $3,934.67, while our total customers into the recycling center there at the landfill was down a bit at 67. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the recycling center.
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
We have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Commissioners, in your packet, you will see the property abatement and illegal dumping reports from Solid Waste Director Shane Taylor. Reports are included in your packets for the public. In your packets, the names and addresses are not redacted for the public. They are still actively working. John and I discussed this morning a site on Salem Ridge going south out of Germantown. They've been now cited twice. I think Sheriff, myself, and John might meet after this meeting, and maybe we'll discuss with the judge.
Make a motion to approve abatement report as presented.
Got a motion?
I'll second.
We have a second. Is there any additional Are there any additions, discussion, deletions, or additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am. And so, Commissioners, that brings us to our Treasurer's Report. We've got Treasurer Megan Davenport here joining us today. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning. I'd like the court's authorization to pay claims as presented, including additional claims totaling $67,437.90.
So moved. A second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like the court's approval of the quarterly financial statement as of June 30th, 2025.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion, and we have a second. Is there any additions, deletions, or additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to have the court's approval of the quarterly investments journal as of June 30th, 2025.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Are there any additions, deletions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to have the court's approval of order number 2506 to make interfund transfers as needed for fiscal year 2025-2026.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Don't need to read
We
these,
have
right?
a second. Any additional discussion?
General fund to jail fund, $875,000. General fund to LGEA fund, $450,000. General fund to solid waste fund, $400,000. General fund to road fund, $1,100,000. General fund to federal grants fund, $150,000. General fund to state grants fund, $50,000. General fund to landfill fund, $100,000. General fund to garbage fund, $400,000. Federal grants fund to general fund, $300,000. Federal grants fund to road fund, $150,000. And state grants fund to general fund, $100,000. I'd like to have the court's approval to make budget transfers totaling $627,400.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am.
And commissioners and judge, you'll notice in your packets, for KRS 64.530, fiscal year 2025-2026, salaries for your records. No further action is needed. I'm just required to present to the commissioners and judge. And that's all I got.
Thank you, Ms.
Commissioners, in your packet, you will see the tourism report from Director David Bailey. Highlighting the visits from the American Cruise Lines, along with the Kentucky Firefighters Association and their Chief Kyle Carter. Also, in your packet, you will see the EMS report submitted by Louisville Fire Department Chief Kyle Carpenter. Total EMS runs across the county were 339. Of those, 77 were county runs, while 262 remained in the city.
Right here.
For her. Yeah, I don't have that.
Then also you will see our permit report submitted by Director Jim Fawcett, Building and Codes. Pretty much building and upkeep along with one in-ground pool. And so, Commissioners, that brings us to new business.
I get that copy too.
She
didn't give them to me.
Do you have new business that you're going to get into?
Yeah, just the election storage building.
Well, that says old business. I'm not trying to.
Oh, did I miss it?
No, on new business, Jackie Sue, are you still hiding there? There you are, right there in public. She's got a resolution. I think we'll just report this to y'all and you put it on the agenda, or you can address it now. It's up to you. Probably just report it to you, but we have a deed from Rick Fitzgerald of, this lines up a business that was before you several times last year, the Arthur Hill subdivision dedicating that roadway. I think you'll have a title opinion for the fiscal court on that.
I do have a title opinion for the roadway. The remainder of the lots in the subdivision have been sold, but the roadway remains with Fitzgerald Development, and they would like for the county to accept that into the maintenance system and to be dedicated.
So based on George's, not Mr. Fitzgerald, Mr. Arthur was here, and George was here at the time, and he had calculated and reported to the fiscal court, it's like $9,000 what the bond should be, but until 4 or 5 houses were built per our administrative code, and y'all voted 2 years ago that if you put that bond up, that was sufficient. And Bank of Maysville has that money now waiting for your approval to put it in a CD or something to use as a bond. We got actual cash on it.
Okay.
Bank of Maysville has. We have a deed, we have a title opinion for fiscal court, so it's all ready to be done. Question is whether you want to do it now as new business or you want to put it on an agenda.
I think it's fine too.
Yeah.
Do it now?
Do it and get it over with.
All right.
Okay. Do you have a resolution?
I do.
Do you want to read your resolution then?
Yes.
Not to say what to do.
So, whereas Fitzgerald Development LLC, a Kentucky limited liability company, is the fee simple owner, hereinafter grantor of property located in Mason County, Kentucky, known as Arthur Hills Drive, as depicted on Plat Cabinet 3, Slide 175, with said property being a part of that larger tract of property acquired by the grantor in Deed Book 322, page 685, Mason County Clerk's Office. And whereas grantor wishes to convey a 2-acre tract, legal description and plat attached as Exhibit A, of the larger tract described immediately above to the Mason Fiscal Court for use in the county-maintained road system, thereby dedicating said road to be known as Arthur Hills Drive to public use. And whereas the Mason Fiscal Court hereby finds that the actual construction of such road complies with all state and county standards for roads of this type, and whereas grantor as dedicator has agreed to remedy any defect in or failure of any materials or workmanship in the dedicated improvements within 2 years after acceptance of the dedication by the Mason Fiscal Court, and whereas the record plat referenced above, including the dedicated improvements described in Exhibit A, have been approved by the Maysville-Mason County Joint Planning Commission, and dedication is appropriate pursuant to KRS 100.277 subsection 4, and whereas the Mason Fiscal Court hereby finds that it is in the best interest of such county to open the road described in Exhibit A attached, now therefore the Mason Fiscal Court hereby finds and resolves that the roadway depicted upon the plat referenced above as Arthur Hills Drive serves as a public purpose as defined in section 740.3 of the Mason County's Administrative Code, adopted as Mason Fiscal Court Ordinance number 0704, and is hereby open for public use and is therefore accepted into the county maintained road system and hereafter maintained as part thereof. It is further resolved that the county road supervisor shall post this resolution at the Mason County Courthouse and at Arthur Hills Drive within 5 days from adoption hereof in accordance with KRS 178.115.
What's the amount of money Bank of Maysville's holding?
I don't have that number in front of me. I'll have to look.
I'd ask the court first to make a motion to approve a bond, it's 9,000.
It's in 9,000 something. Let me get that.
Yeah, we'll fill in the blank on the bond, on the amount, but it's up 9,000 and some change. But I'd ask a motion to approve a bond in that amount to be held by the Bank of Maysville in a CD in the county's name, for the benefit of Rick Fitzgerald, and that would be returned to him when houses are completed and the roadway fully complies with the administrative code. We want to make sure we get 4 or 5 houses built so that there's no construction damage, and then we'll release that.
Right.
And there's a new developer.
Right. Good. And there's a couple going up right now.
So the bank already has the money, right?
Mike didn't hold the money until after a meeting.
I'll make that motion.
And then before the meeting's over, we'll make sure, we'll announce to you what that number is.
I'll second that.
Got a motion, it's been second. Is there any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am.
And do we have a resolution number?
I don't have it with me, I can get it.
So if you approve the resolution, then we'll assign a number that'll be in the minutes.
And so, Commissioners, old business, we have
Oh,
our.
we need a motion to approve the resolution.
I make a motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am. Good, let's go.
Good. So, good. Good for Mr. Arthur.
Next order of business is the election storage building, for Clerk Shoemaker. She's not being here, or if you'll, the court will remember this is the second time we did this out. It is a 80 by 40, unfunded state mandate that we store the
No.
election equipment in a climate-controlled area. We have found space behind the Mason County Sheriff's Department. Initial bids came in ranging from $180,000 to $200,000. I mean, medical office rates. These bids, maybe I am too cheap. I keep thinking it's a $90,000 to $100,000 project. These bids come in, DJE Construction at $150,000. DJE is the group that did the senior center. Has one office here, one office in Moorhead, I believe. And also Perkins Carmack Construction delivered their sealed bid of $139,777. And those are the two bids we received back on July 8th. Commissioners, you will see the publication in the newspaper, as well as the advertisement for bids.
We know a little bit about the DJE construction. What about this Perkins? Does anybody know anything about them? I mean, reputable, I'm sure. Or?
Do not. D2, Todd, and his team at D2S have recommended them. They have done work with them before.
Okay.
If you remember now, D2S is who's helping us,
Right.
kind of project man, I guess, you know, and do the design. I don't know, maybe I feel like maybe my scale was off.
Do you have a recommendation on it?
I think we could either accept this bid or rebid it. I mean, yeah, my recommendation is Perkins Carmen.
Is to what?
Yours is what?
The second one.
The second one,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
cheaper.
Saves 11,000.
Yeah.
Well, question, if we bid it, I mean, what's the length of time of doing that? I'm sure we want done that before, next election, or by fall, by winter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
So if we bid it again, what is your time frame?
It pushes it back another 45 days to 2 months, yes, sir.
I don't think it'll get any cheaper. I mean,
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I make a motion. Is it okay to make a motion?
Yes, sir.
I make a motion to go with Perkins Carmack for
I'll second that motion.
Okay. So we have a motion, we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this proposed building, and I asked this before, I should have found out before now, but is it strictly behind the sheriff's office, or is it the whole back of the building?
I'm not sure how far it would go out.
It's just behind, predominantly behind, I think it was about half of the.
We don't want to lose door and access to
No.
child support office.
No,
Okay.
no, sir.
Thanks.
Hey, John, do you see any changes with the location of child support?
You want to throw them out? or-
No, I just didn't know, is the Attorney General's office?
Yeah, that's good information for y'all to have. As of July 1, the Department of Health and Family Services, pursuant to act of the legislature a year or so ago, got out of the child support enforcement business. The Attorney General took it off. So we're making, I think it's August 11, all our computers switch over, but we are doing business now as not as contractors for the Department of Health and Family Services, but for the Attorney General's office. And frankly, I'm really glad because I don't know, attorneys like to deal with attorneys. So we're working for General Coleman and a division of child support he's created, and it's going good. That didn't answer your question though.
No, yeah, just where they.
No, my office will stay the same. We've always, we took that space from the offices over here, which was sort of substandard for our needs, and when that building was rehabbed, the child support office went in, and it's a great space for us. We're the only county, I just told the judge this, we're the only county agency that pays rent to the fiscal court. We pay $1,500 a month rent for that space when we're able to right now, so it's okay. But I mean, if there came some greater county need, then we would look to relocate.
I didn't know if the Attorney General's office would relocate them.
There's nothing will change with regard to
I
the
got you.
change from Health and Family Services to Attorney General's office.
Thank you.
That said, we're open to suggestions if it
A new space, or
What?
you're open to suggestions for new space, or?
I mean, we're all about what works for the county and everything. If somebody has a suggestion that we belong somewhere else, we'd consider it. My employees may not feel as open to all that as I do, but I mean, what's good for the county is what's good for my office, not what's good for me.
Sure, you're right.
So if there's some suggestion of other space and that space need to be used for something, we certainly would do what needed to be done. Like any of these offices, though, it's not the 1970s when you pick up your file cabinet and you move it out and everything has technology you hook up and it's expensive to move.
Agree with that. So our next order of business is, I want to apologize to Mr. Chris Davis, who's joining us here today. I'm sorry. I'm mistaken if you did. Come forward, my friend Chris.
I've known Chris his whole life, and if nothing else, he's one of the most patient people I've ever seen.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Chris Davis, for the record. I'm the grandson of Austin Wentz. Austin Wentz served the Mason County community as deputy sheriff, high sheriff, 2 terms as a state representative in District 70. He is the last elected county judge with judicial powers, and he was the first county judge executive as the position is today. In 2001, and Commissioner McKay, if you'd like to pass this down, I will.
Yes, sir.
In 2001, the Fiscal Court of Mason County, under the direction of Judge Buddy Gallenstein and Commissioners Pat McKay, Bear Finn, and Jackie West, erected the monument that is outside what's now the Treasurer's office right now, in his honor. And I have these pictures. Again, Mr. McKay, I'm sorry to keep bothering you.
Yes, sir. No, you're fine, sir.
That is the statue on the day of dedication in 2001. Over 2 decades of rain, water, ice, snow, and from what I've understood during the last administration, a pressure washing. The statue is now very faded. This is a picture given to me by my aunt, who took her grandchildren down to have their picture taken with it. As you can see, it's very, the face is almost unrecognizable, especially on the left side. The lettering can no longer be read because the paint has come off of it. Again, it's a sandstone monument and just normal weathering, and then the pressure washing has dilapidated it. I have looked at several places, and just a close-up here, closer-up picture.
Chris and I had some discussions.
Yes,
about
I came to Judge McNeil about a month ago.
Yes, sir. Of the monument, both agreed to, explore what options are out there, so.
Yeah, when I first came to him, I found a local artist. You know, the Ledger Independent has those 50 artists in 50 days series. Very early in the series, there's a lady named Katrina Campbell, who I read about, and she specializes in making memorial monuments. I brought her down to the monument just to look at it and ask her, is this feasible? Or is this just the way it's going to be? She said, no, it's definitely feasible. She could actually, and again, there's other options. I just found out some yesterday. But she said this can be not only cleaned, but repainted, and apparently, most importantly, sealed, which it wasn't originally. So it would be less susceptible to weathering over the years.
Sorry, I want to.
I'm sorry, Judge. I should.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Here.
I'm sorry.
And so
Here.
the fact now is that it is feasible to restore. I asked her a price. She said originally between $700 and $1,200. She came back later and said the inflation of getting the utensils would be $1,200 to $1,500. And she came back last night and said, well, but I'm a freelance artist. If I do this for the county, I'm sure I'll have to do a 1099 and pay taxes on the income. So the price tag may go up a little bit. Also last night, and the reason I don't have more examples for you is all this information came in yesterday. But Judge McNeil asked, I think, Kim to contact Robert Boone at the museum. And he contacted a man named Jen Seaver at the Historical Society of Kentucky. They were at a museum conference when the call came in. And this guy is actually in charge of all the historical markers you see up and down the roads. He sent an email last evening representing, or actually wanting a guy named Stuart Joint. He recommended him, said his reputation precedes him all throughout the area for restoration of monuments. If you want to, and again, on Facebook, his page is the Hand Carved Monument Shop. And he's got all sorts of examples where you can see his work. What I would ask of the court here is their blessing for me to move forward in finding a qualified artist to restore the monument and a commitment to restore the monument to where it is recognizable and the lettering is readable. And I appreciate your time. I would take any questions or participate or listen to any discussion you have in the matter. Thank you.
Very well done, Mr. Davis.
I'm sorry, this has nothing, y'all need to act on this business thing, but I want to say that when Anthony and Chris are here, and we don't say it enough, that, and I think I'm the link to the past here, but
Behind the pole.
serving with, serving a couple terms during Sheriff Tony Wentz's years as sheriff and the job he did, and it was a pleasure. Tony's a dear friend to this day, but I never worked with Austin, but Austin, if those of you didn't know Austin, was one of the kindest, nicest men in addition to his accomplishments. And in this courtroom, when we held district court here, Austin would, I think, escape from your grandmother and come down here and loaf with us during district court every day, Mondays and Wednesdays, and it was always a delight to be around. So
Thank you.
Not only his accomplishments, but y'all's grandfather, and one of the nicest men I've been around in a while.
Appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Do you have you're wanting to ask them to,
Give me permission to move forward in looking for qualified artists
and getting quotes on
and
it?
getting quotes on it, and then the asking to be on the agenda next month with options and bids, and ask you to please sincerely consider to commit to restore this to where, again, the face is recognizable and the letter is readable.
I agree
Chris
with that.
and I
I go along with that.
discussion about
Yeah.
this as well, and one of the things, I brought up was, and I don't know anything about monument restoration, but like, just being careful about whoever does it. I guess that's coverage, or something along those lines. I mean, I think we're
Right.
both in agreement of that.
And as Judge McNeil said, he looked at me, he said, listen, your grandfather's monument is nothing to practice on.
Right.
Let's get the right person,
Right.
and the right qualified person, but I'd like your blessing to move forward and ask to be on next month's agenda with the hope of having 2 or 3 options and bids.
Sounds like a good plan.
I think so too. What was the time frame, Mr. Davis? Just
Well,
a couple
and
weeks
again,
or-
that's another thing, we're in July now, so next month will be August, and we'd want to try to get this done as soon as possible before winter sets in, especially if we have another ice age as we did last year. And then we'd be back in spring and back in summer, so I'd really like to move this forward as quick as I can. And I want to do my homework and get my research and be able to present that to you next month in hopes that we can get this done as quick as possible.
I think it's reasonable.
I do too.
I mean, it needs to be preserved. It's under a tree pretty much. Is there anything that you could put over it?
The local artist said there is, small awning that you could put over it. She actually told me something else that I never thought of. She said the tree is kind of a help and a hindrance. It helps because it actually filters out some of the acid rain pollutants in the rain, but it also causes a lot of drippage, and that's where she recommended possible small awning over it, plus the ceiling.
As a person that lives downtown, pretty much all of his life, especially during the summertime, there's a lot of people, a lot of tours. We have a lot of tours,
Yes.
especially off the boats and what have you. A lot of people stop at that monument and try to read.
Yes.
And there's a lot of visitors at night that walk around. Is there any possible, just a suggestion, they could probably put like a solar light that shine on that at nighttime?
I would.
If it's not too much of an additional cost?
I think it would be a wonderful idea.
Do it for flags all the time.
Is that okay? I think maybe just
Sure.
have them come back and revisit this again.
Absolutely, that's something I could add into as I contact these artists. It'd be a wonderful idea.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I just thought of that.
I think we're in good shape, Chris.
All right.
I'm glad we're moving forward.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to Sherry.
And if I may, could I have the program back? The pictures,
yes,
the
sir.
pictures I have several copies of. The program's the only one I have out of the scrapbook. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Chris, send me your phone number. Thanks.
Just about ran off with the pictures, buddy. Commissioners, your packet, no board. Appointments, we've got,
You skipped the green statue.
Green update. Number B.
oh,
Elijah
yes,
Elijah
thank you.
Green.
The Elijah Green statue campaign, looking at $47,932. Special recognition from the latest donation of $22,750 from the Maysville Rotary Club
Wow.
Foundation.
Wow.
Wow.
That's included in that.
Yes,
first
sir.
number.
Norbert and
20,000. I didn't hear the total.
Judge Goldstein, and their team are doing a fantastic job with the addition of, the actual statute.
So it's like 20 short,
Like 13 short, right?
13 short.
Yes, sir.
And we're expecting 5 more.
From
Millersburg.
That's right.
City of Millersburg, yeah.
Does, and
For what
I should
they
ask
pay.
you this off the record instead of at a meeting,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna ask you in a meeting. Does county and city have any money in this?
Not yet.
Okay.
Is it possible that we could consider making a small donation if we have any extra budgeted for things of this nature, Ms. Kim, or?
At some point, when
Ms.
private,
Morgan?
this is not county attorney talk. Yes, legally you can. That's my question, is just common sense and what's good. And I mean, we built the original, what is there, uncompleted bit of it. It's a public purpose, no question. The question is, at some point, as all these private people have put so much money into it, should we offer a match to city to put it over the line at some point?
I think that's a great idea, since, you know,
I don't know whether the city would consider it or not, but offering a match with them would be a.
So a conversation with you and
Yes, sir.
city manager, Mike.
Yep. I know, Kim and I spoke with, I guess you'll have to say, the city of Millersburg. And they are to help facilitate the contribution of 5,000 towards the money. And so, I think it's a good idea.
I think it's something to consider. Thank you, John.
Commissioners, brings up our contributions. We've got the Mason County RSVP. We've got Ms. Michelle Moore, has penned a letter to the court, and I can tell you that last year's donation was $7,500 to help fund our Mason County RSVP.
For the record, I just want to acknowledge I am on the advisory council, but I would still like to make the recommendation, if possible, to donate $7,500 to the RSVP. It's still okay for me to vote, since I acknowledge that?
Yeah, it's not a private,
No.
it's not a private interest of yours, it's.
Thank you. I'd like to make that motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
How much? 5,000.
Just double check my notes here, guys.
Somebody go.
Also, it brings us up communications from the executive and commissioners. Couple of things. One, I'd like tomorrow, we'll go over, or later today, actually, we'll go over, we're gonna provide the Spirit of Mason County Award for Miss Denise Giles and Miss Sharon Hall with the Timco Workforce Investment Board. They have a combined north 50 years experience helping citizens here find their next position and qualified careers. That'll be over at the Area Development District. I'd also like to highlight, we talked a little bit about it this morning, the exemplary work of the Hayesville Mason County Industrial Development Authority's Tyler McHugh, our chamber, our Main Street tourism, city and county staff, for being awarded a top 20 county in America, predicated on economic development measurements from national publication Site Selector magazine. Talked about projects such as Mitsubishi Project, Stover, a bunch of others from the, I guess, 24-25 year. I'm also privileged to announce the Maysville, our own Maysville Kroger will do their grand reopening and celebration for their market center version. That'll be Friday morning at 8 a.m. They will have, if you're a bourbon drinker, they will have special bourbon raffles, gift cards. Their ambition is to give back to the community. We also opened up soft openings for the Hogs Trough and the Welsh family, Dustin and Brian and their team, and then Courtney and Dwayne Hamilton's the Social 606 event space was Saturday evening. And last but not least, next Friday, right? I want to make sure all the commissioners have carved out that we'll be doing a celebration for everyone's friend, Dwight Ruard, for his retirement celebration and luncheon. We'll have some barbecue in, and Dwight has done a fantastic job for Mason County, Mason County Fiscal Court, and the citizens of Mason County. So I hope everybody comes in. Commissioners, any communication?
Yeah, I want to take this time personally to thank Dwight. When I came on board back in April 14, 2015,
He was great.
he was there to meet me and has been very helpful, as well as everybody else on the fiscal court. And I'm talking about even Mrs. Walters, Mr. Phil Day, and because this is an easy job. And the first 6 months, I kind of wondered why in the world I ever got into this. But as time went on, it's been very enjoyable, and Dwight has been very encouraging, very nice, especially keeping me things up to date, especially on the property, showing me all around. So he's a good man, has a good family. I was fortunate to teach his family, the children. But he's just a very nice, good man to deal with, and he's sincerely going to be missed.
It looks like some.
I mean, decorates. It's unbelievable how the decorations look at Christmas time and holidays and what have you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. I just didn't want to forget the amount of that check that the Bank of Maysville's holding for the Fitzgerald Arthur Hills Drive is $9,450.
So, if y'all don't have objection, that's just going to be inserted in the minutes in that motion.
Right.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Good family. Good family.
Any additional business coming before this court today? I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion? Got a second? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hope the wrong step.